Okay, welcome to another Supercraps devlog. This is devlog number 10. This week I worked on a variety of boring things like the input manager, which is needed to account for things like when you press the escape key and you want to show a menu. So now when I press escape, the main menu pops up. The other thing this input manager does is disables any of the bets on the field. So it's like trivial little things like that the game just won't do on its own. So you have to code it in. So when you press the menu, none of the bets are clickable. And you can't press a space bar to roll the dice. That kind of stuff. You disable all the inputs when the menu's shown and enable them all back again when the menu's off. That's trivial, but it needs to be in there, and it's the kind of thing that you get around to it. The next thing I worked on was the API sender script, which was sending data to the server. So I confirmed that works. It packages all these variables as that JSON data and sends it to the server. The server spits it back out, so I know it's working. So that's done. The next is to kind of set the database up, sanitize, and validate the input, rate limit, post limit, all the security nonsense you got to do for sending data to a server on the web. Then we have the new player preferences script, which is tied to that menu with preferences on it, and that allows you to do new things that I coded in, which are showing the visual indicators, allowing test mode, so you can press the buttons on the dice to have a certain number combination roll out. One of the things I turned off were the icons for the X buttons and such. That was there in the previous, so I'll turn the game off real quick. You can see I had these X buttons and a max button and these visual indicators for the amount that's on the play field. That's all controllable now from the player input preferences script, I should say, player preferences. So you can see when I play the game now, the X buttons are not there because I turned them off. So that's the other thing I implemented this week and I like it because it makes the gameplay much more fluid. Left clicking increases by 1 unit. Right clicking decreases by 1 unit. Once a point's established, let's get a point going. Here we have a 6. If you left click, now it makes the odds, but if you long press on the left click, it maxes the odds. If you long press on the right click, it'll remove the odds. And the same for any of these bets up here. Long pressing removes it. And left and right click increase and decrease. And so it makes the gameplay much more fluid. I definitely should have did that from the start, but I've done it, and now it makes the game just so much better. So that's what I've gotten done this week. It took a while, and the next thing to do is just to get the menus working. I have you can left click, but it doesn't show anything yet. I have to add the code to all these buttons. And then for each of these menus, again, the UI stuff is the most boring thing. It's just a trudge. So anyway, it's nice to see some progress going here. But this will be the last piece, and then I can finally start actually implementing the other stuff, like the shooting positions and adjusting the dice physics, because that's going to vary based on your computer, and getting this finally out and ready to play test. So the Unity stuff kind of worked itself out for the time being. I'm going to still play or make this game in Unity. It's the new version 2023 that's going to have all the nonsense with the change of the pricing structure and all that stuff. But for this, I'm using 2021 version, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, and again, it won't affect me because this game's not going to make any money. So yeah, that's the way it is. So that's week 10 of Supercraps. Thanks for watching.